announced a $10 million bill for the type of boat that's being proposed. It's a lot of money to try and raise. Yes, mate.
How did you survive, like, because you said your boat was broken in half?
How did we survive in a collision? What happened was, for those of you who want to see it, if you go to, if you just Google Eddie Gill collision, Bob Barker, Eddie Gill footage, you can see some videos of it, but the five of us were on the leg, or the spar of the outrigger. And we're sitting up there, because we'd finished our activities for the day, I sent one of my crew down to put the kettle on. This is the one time in the entire campaign we never did anything. We were just sitting on top, on the spar, and we saw the boat. It started off, was about 2 miles away, so Jimmy went down, put the jug on, came back up. We just waved on to Bob Barker, and we were just high-fiving each other. We saying, you know, it was a great day, good to be on the whaling fleet. And then as the vessel came past, there was probably a 2 to 3 second period where we suddenly realised, man, this guy is going to hit us. All 5 guys had the same instinct. We jumped off the spar into what's called the cockpit, which is like the open area at the rear of the vessel. And you see it on the video, you see 5 guys just collapse in a heap down there. And the boat almost got submerged. Like as the Shonan Maru come down, it kind of flattened us down in the water, and there was this wave came over the top. And I remember clinging on to a couple of bodies. We just, this massive bodies down there clinging on. And it's interesting, all of the crew had the same instinct. If you'd stayed on the leg, I reckon you'd be dead, or certainly very good chance of being dead. If someone was in the forward sleeping quarters, they would be dead as well. No question, that was right where the boat cut us into. I hope I never experienced that again, you know. Yes, mate. Oh yeah.
What happened when you went into the Japanese custody? What were your crew members doing? Like, what did they have to go through while you were in their custody?
When I went into custody, what happened with the when the Attica was rammed and sunk, all my crew transferred to Bob Barker. We then transferred to the Steve Irwin and then back to Australia. All of my crew left except myself. And so then I remained on the Steve Irwin, boarded the Shonan Maru, and then had a free trip to Japan, and then a free sort of solitude. Some people pay money to go and get a bit of solitude out in the bush, and I just had a concrete block. Prison here was pretty harsh actually, like you don't have a bed, you just get a blanket to chuck on the floor. It's very regimented, like every party all day is scheduled out. You've got to sit in this place with your back against the wall. I found, I started getting sore back from sitting against this concrete wall all day. So I started going, I'd sit on the toilet. Every cell has your own toilet. And so I'd just sit in there with my clothes on. And then the guards started telling me, you're not allowed to do that. So then what I do, I just pull my pants down and I'll just sit on the toilet for a couple of hours each afternoon. And if a guard sees something, you know, oh, it's taken a while this time, bro, you know, leave me alone. It's funny, there's little wee victories like that you get over the guards. Because life is so organised and regimented, it's nice to get one over them. One thing I found your dignity is left behind when you walk in that prison, you know, they're picking up your bum and under your bins and it's sitting on a toilet taking a dump with half a dozen inmates watching you. You know, like your dignity is swept aside when you go into the prison home. Yes, mate.
You mentioned that you quoted the paper this morning saying whaling was finished for 5 years. Can you provide that a little bit?
Look, Japan, I believe, is looking for an out from the whaling industry. But they're an incredibly proud people, and they don't want to suddenly, oh, Sea Shepherd's ruined us, we can't whale anymore. I believe they're looking for a way to get out of this and to save some face. The industry is not worth that much to them. It is worth 50 million. If you're one of the directors or shareholders in that whaling business, you care about it. But the bulk of Japan is indifferent. But a lot of Japanese are starting to realise, hey, this is pissing off Kiwis, Aussies, Americans, people in Europe. And so at the moment there's the startings of this murmurs from people, you know, maybe this isn't such a good thing. And I believe within 5 years they'll be shut down. Certainly I believe they will get pushed out of Antarctica. And for me personally, if they were hunting in their own waters, while I wouldn't like it, and I still don't like the idea of these whales dying from bleeding to death, I'm not going to go and protest it. There's many other things that we could go and work on. It's the fact that they come down past here in the waters they have no right to be in. This is the only whale sanctuary in either international waters or New Zealand, Australian waters. It's the only whale sanctuary that exists. The reason Antarctica is very appealing to them, there's many minke whales in the northern Pacific, probably as many as in Antarctica, but what happens in Antarctica over summer, as the ice retreats, these very rich waters of krill and small fish right against this ice sheet. And as it moves in, the whales move in with it. So the number of whales they get per day is a lot higher in Antarctica than elsewhere. It's because they're concentrated in this narrow band of water. Yes, mate.